And joining us is Paul Wu, Managing Director of Telecoms and Internet Research at Samsung Securities. Paul, thanks for coming in. Where are we with all this? I mean, we're not really getting any clarity here.
I don't think there will be any clarity anytime soon. Both sides are digging in their heels. Obviously, the Chinese government has the upper hand on this and can shut down Google at any time.
Should they want to? I mean, do they want to?
Well, I think that it's difficult for Google. Google's in a very difficult position because it has challenged the government by saying they will not allow censorship, or will not permit censorship on its website. And that is one of the preconditions for allowing the search to continue. So I think they could pull their license easily. But
it's expired, their license anyway, and they renewed it, and they put an application in.
Right, they put in the application, so it'll take some time to see what ultimately happens. Right now, the partial solution is, instead of automatically directing users to Hong Kong, they now make users click through to the Hong Kong site.
Yeah, so it's not going to automatically go there. You have to make the choice. So that's where we are at the moment. Both sides standing their ground, digging their heels in here, but how long and what will have to give in order for somebody to compromise? And it is likely to be Google which will compromise rather than the Chinese authorities.
In my mind, I think that the Chinese authorities will not compromise, and Google could potentially have to shut down their website in China temporarily.
Well, you think that it would only be temporary and then they'd come back?
Well, the website would be shut down for search, but they could do other functions in search rather than search in China. For example, they have 500 employees in China right now involved with other research and development in other areas. Their Android platform, which is on many mobile phones, including those from China Mobile's O phone, that would definitely continue. So the question is, will their website and search continue? And that's still a question.
Well, that's also where they make most of their money, of course, isn't it? So, you know, you're saying they won't pull out of China completely. They would remain, there would be staff remaining there to sell the other stuff that they have as well. Well, okay. But the Android story is what Google's future is in China, is what you're suggesting to me here. Right.
Android is definitely a strong area for them. And, you know, obviously the growth of smartphones is very important for not only China, but the rest of the world. And I think that Android is definitely gaining traction. Obviously, it's still behind Apple's iPhone, but definitely is gaining traction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with it. What's it like?
It looks quite similar to the iPhone, in fact. They're applications, but they don't block applications the way that Apple does. It's an open platform. Ultimately, Google will monetize this through advertising than anything else, since it isn't a completely open platform. There's no money, there's no revenue share as there is with the iPhone platform.
Right. Going back to Google in China, though, clearly the main beneficiary is going to be Baidu, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons we have a buy rating on Baidu shares. Baidu is the #1 search engine in China, has over 65% market share versus Google's 30%. And we think that with all this uncertainty, that Baidu will only gain market share in the near term.
What about the market for them? What about the competition coming from others in China?
Yes, we actually looked at a lot of them, and most of them are 1 to 2% market share at this point. And all of them are spending a lot of time and energy trying to develop their search engine. But we think it's going to be more of a mid to longer term before they will be able to gain meaningful market share.
When you say meaningful market share, don't people actually alternate between different search engines anyway?
They do, but the quality of Baidu's results are so much better than that of the others. No one else has more than 1 or 2%. So you have Baidu with 65%, Google with 30%, and the rest all have less than 10%. You know, obviously the remaining 10% is shared among 10 or so different small search engines. So it's going to be challenging for them to gain market share very quickly.
Paul, thanks for coming in.